Hey guys, it is Agnes on her bedroom floor. These are my beautiful curtains. We've got a very gloomy day out there. I'm getting to the point. I will not waffle in this video. So we are here in a different location to do a different thing. Should a mic check? Some things never change. Mic check, we're fine. We are here to do something a little different. So a kind of series, if you will, that I'm going to be launching on my channel in January is called Ask Aggie the Agony Aunty. So if you didn't know, Aggie is a nickname for Agnes. Nobody calls me that. My dad sometimes. But Ask Aggie the Agony Aunty. It will be a series of videos, a kind of category of video on my channel. I'm really hoping you guys enjoy. Where basically you will have the opportunity to contact me about a problem and I will give my professional opinion in a video. My professional opinion as a psychiatric nurse and a therapist with over a decade of experience and a mindfulness teacher. So I have not yet created a Google Doc for you guys to submit questions. I will be doing that in the new year. So as of just now, this person hasn't asked for my help, but I did scour the internet last night. So I got this from Reddit. And Reddit is, it's a really, really great place for stuff like this because there are questions and answers going on in just like thousands and thousands of groups. So this is a mental health related one that I felt was really in keeping with another video that I filmed recently. And I cannot think whether it will be before or after this one. Who knows? You guys can figure that out. I'm far too far through CHRISTMESS to be able to like keep in my head what day things are being published. Let me get to the point. So this is a person. It's a woman, I believe. I can't see this on what I've copied and pasted. Yeah, I believe this is a woman from what I read on Reddit. Anyway. The title of this question said, I feel so lost in a cycle of needing validation and I'm struggling to break free. The question is, when I was around 17, I started craving attention and compliments from others. It made me so happy when someone complimented me and I would remember it for days or weeks because it felt rare and meaningful. I felt loved and valued in those moments. But now it's like I'm constantly seeking more. I get compliments all the time from strangers, friends, and even my boyfriend who tells me I'm beautiful. But it doesn't make me feel the way it used to. It's like I need more and more to feel happy. And if someone doesn't comment on my appearance or give me attention, I start to feel like something's wrong with me. I feel unpretty, average, and wonder why I didn't get that acknowledgement that I crave. I even start obsessing over it and it starts to feel like a sickness. I've had multiple people give me attention or ask for a number, but it still doesn't bring me happiness like it once did. It just feels normal now and I feel like I'm chasing a feeling that I can never really catch. I'm tired of this obsession with validation and I hate myself for feeling this way, especially when I have an amazing boyfriend who loves me. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I can't seem to stop. It's exhausting. I'm afraid I'll never feel truly content with myself, no matter how much attention or compliments I get. I feel so stuck and I don't know how to break this cycle. Has anyone else gone through something like this? How did you manage to find peace and stop relying so much on others for validation? I just want to feel okay with myself again. So, there's a knock at my door. Please hold. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's, I literally, if you know anything about my home situation, you'll know that I cannot get through 5 minutes with peace around here. The house is too full. So there's a couple of really interesting things I noticed in this in this question. So at the beginning, when she's talking about the feeling of really enjoying those compliments, kind of at the beginning, she used the language, I felt loved and valued in those moments. And I think that it's a really, really risky place to be if so much of your feeling of self-worth and your feeling of value is coming from external circumstances. Because then that means that everything out here needs to be kind of in order for you to feel okay in here. And that's just a very, very vulnerable place to be, actually. And it's not a resilient place to be. And it feels really high risk to me. Almost like with this person, the sense I get is that they probably don't have a kind of firm sense of identity in themselves, which is why they continue to seek this validation from like external places. And so I think there was another point I made. So, I mean, they've not really mentioned having low self-esteem. They've not used those words. And they've not mentioned kind of not liking themselves as a general thing. But they have said, let me just find the place. They have said about, I hate myself for feeling this way. So this kind of indicates to me that this person does not have good self-esteem. They do not have a good sense of self-worth. And actually, whether they realize it or not, they probably dislike themselves quite intensely. And disliking yourself, I mean, it is something that a lot of people, like, they might not actually realize. They might never have stopped to think, how do I feel about myself? They may never have stopped to listen to how they talk to themselves in their own head and realize that actually it's really cruel. And one of the biggest problems with like a hypercritical self-talk inside our head is that it essentially creates in our nervous system, it creates a similar sensation, a similar kind of nerve experience as if we were being bullied externally. So if you're being bullied by someone, that's like a horrible, scary, unpleasant, like really, really miserable feeling. And when we're being really, really hard on ourselves, or we're just super, super critical of ourselves, we have that experience, but it's coming from inside. The call is coming from inside the house. You're bullying yourself. It creates a really, really unpleasant experience in our nervous system. But some people, a lot of people, will just be kind of living with that, and they won't really notice necessarily how unhelpful this is, because that's potentially just the way it's always been, and they've kind of just thought, well, this is me. Of course I say nasty things to myself inside my own head. You know, that can be so much your experience and has always been, you can't really see it for what it is. So I suppose I am reading between the lines quite a lot with this person. So I guess I am kind of making the assumption that self-esteem is low, sense of self-worth is low, and sense of identity is pretty flimsy. And I would really encourage, I've encouraged so many people to do this. I would encourage her to date herself. And I'm not going to expand on that. No, I'm joking. I'm going to expand on that. I think one of the best ways for us to start to kind of feel okay with ourselves, and again, I have mentioned this in my video about self-esteem, not aiming for self-love, that's kind of way down the line, but just aiming for self-like, and kind of recognizing that actually there are things in yourself that you're doing that are okay, you know, maybe not even fantastic, but just recognizing that some of the things you do are pretty good. That would be a nice place to start. And I think starting by spending some really intentional time with yourself, starting by befriending yourself, starting by maybe developing a new hobby that you do alone, maybe something creative where you are in a quiet place just by yourself. I think that the quiet part there is also actually really important, because if this person is not aware of maybe some of the negative patterns going on in their own head, spending time in the quiet is so important so that we can tune into those things, so that we can really become quite analytical about what is my experience of just being in myself just now. So that would be my recommendation, that they start to build a relationship with themselves, and that they also spend time quietly trying to kind of analyze and reflect on just how things lie within themselves. So I could speak about that way more, but I'm trying to keep this video pretty brief because I've done some long ones recently, and I know that not everyone is into looking at my face for 25 minutes. Rude. I'm joking. That's not that rude. Everyone's busy. Also, I'm fairly sure I'm about 10 seconds away from being interrupted again by either a small child or one of the 4 adults I live with. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch my communal video, my communal living video, or my train video, because I go into my living situation in both of those. Okay, guys, this has been an absolute pleasure. Please look out for the next installment of Ask Aggie the Agony Auntie, and I'll be getting a Google form up on my YouTube channel pretty soon. Okay, guys, you take good care of yourself. And if any of this resonated, please let me know. If you have any thoughts of things that I either didn't have time to include or that I didn't consider, please let me know. And please like this video. If you enjoyed it, please like this video. If you didn't enjoy it, I don't want to go back to work as a nurse. Oh my God, I've dragged this out so long. This video was 10 minutes. I thought I had it within 10 minutes. It's now 11 and a half. Guys, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Take good care. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.